And when the second excavation came out, when Dr. Mani could get a number of things associated with the temple. More than 50 temple pillar bases were excavated.
In fact, Irfan Habib, till the very end, even after the verdict was out, even the Allahabad High Court verdict, which was totally based on the archaeological examination and the cross examination of the historians and the archaeologists, he still did not come around.
Yes. No, because I was in Aligarh Muslim University, so I know the pulse of the university. At that time also I was, not during this one. So many Muslims were ready to hand over the site. But it was he who had instigated the entire Muslim community. No, you should not make any kind of compromise. If you make any compromise, this is the end of your future, because then you will have to give all the sites. That was the first argument. And even after the judgment also, because I knew many people, so he was, not in a mood to succumb to the whole thing. He was not in a mood to understand that this one political realities. He wanted to whip up the Muslim community. He wanted to provoke the Muslim community. But somehow, that was not, he could not do that one. That was not because of him. It was, because of the Muslim community. Now they understood, they said that whatever is the judgment of the court, that should be accepted by all of us. So he tried everything. Every this one, method in his this one. He tried every way to provoke the Muslim community.
But faith is faith. So when we talk about evidence, the architectural, the excavations that were done, you were associated with the 76-77 excavation, the first crucial one.
Yes.
What were the artifacts that you got there? What were the signs and what did they say?
Yeah. See, when we went inside, we saw the mosque was standing with the mosque had 12 temple pillars were there. And that was, black granite or black kasoti stone it was made of. And on the lower part of the pillars, Purna Kalasha was engraved on that one. It was sculpted. What is a Purna Kalasha? Purna Kalasha is a symbol of prosperity in Hinduism. And it is one of the Ashtamangala Chinna, 8 auspicious symbols in Hinduism. Purnamada, Purnamidam, Purnartha, Purnamudachyate. So that symbol was, that was seen on all the pillars. And then there were certain sculptures of Hindu gods and goddesses. That was badly defaced. That was the second evidence. And then for keeping the temple pillars in position, there were brick bases. So that brick bases on which the pillars might have stood, the rest of the pillars, that too was excavated. And then the fourth evidence was some of the terracotta idols, which would be associated with a temple, but not at all with a mosque. Because temple, the idols, you cannot keep the idols and other things. And especially the idols of men. Women was also there. The women drummer was there. Animals were there. None of them could be seen in a mosque area. And all of them are part and parcel of the temple area. So all these evidences were there. And it was on the basis of that, Professor Lal had come to the conclusion that there was a temple below the mosque. But he did not want to whip up the feeling of the people, He did not want to provoke it. But this Marxist historian, they wanted to outsmart him. So in that effort, they went to the press. Professor Lal did not go to the press. He was, only he was defending himself. And when the second excavation came out, Dr. Mani could get a number of things associated with the temple. More than 50 temple pillar bases were excavated. During our period, it was only 12, but now it was more than 50 temple pillar bases were excavated. 263 terracotta idols were excavated. Can you ever imagine that 263 terracotta idols? And then most important two other things were, the part of the shikara of the temple, because shikara, over every Garbhagriha there would be a shikara also. Any architectural members of that shikara, amalka of the temple, because amalka would be just below the kalasha that was excavated, and then we had that pranala. What is a pranala? Pranala, every day you have to give a holy bath to the main deity, and that Abhishek Jala goes through that pranala, and that would be Makara pranala. Makara means crocodile. Crocodile means that is a symbolic representation of river Ganga. Now that was excavated. Can you now imagine? Can you ever excavate? I mean, this one, a Makara pranala from a mosque area, and then when it was demolished, there was a Shila Falak, that is Vishnu Adi Shila Falak, which clearly says it was in 20 lines. It clearly says that this temple is dedicated to that Mahavishnu who has killed Bali. So, who has killed Bali? It is Prabhu Sri Ram. And then again it reiterates who has killed 10-headed person. Who is that 10-headed person? That is Ravan. Who has killed him? That is Prabhu Sri Ram. So, it was on the basis of this convincing and clinging evidences the Honorable Supreme Court who had come to the conclusion, ASI came to the conclusion, and the Supreme Court also said, I mean, they came out with a very balanced judgment. I never hoped, such a balanced judgment would be there. The claim of the Muslim community was only for 2.77 acres of land, but they have been given 5 acres of land. So that, a healing process could be started. And that should be, I mean, because, we have to unite both.